Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Government House. My name is Hugh Borriman. I have the honour to be the official secretary to Her Excellency the Governor, and I'll be the Master of Ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please now stand for the arrival of Her Excellency the Governor, the Honourable Francis Adamson AC, and remain standing for the playing of the Vice-Regal Salute.
Please be seated, everyone. I acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Kaurna people, and I pay my respects to the elders. I want to point out also that as of last weekend, just before Anzac Day, Government House has been flying 4 flags on 4 new flagpoles out the front: the Australian flag, the South Australian flag, the Australian Aboriginal flag, and the Torres Strait Islander flag. Welcome, everyone. Today is a really special day, not only, of course, for those who are going to be invested in the Order of Australia, but for those of you here supporting them. The fact that you're here means, really by definition, you're in the category of, well, perhaps category A, loved ones, or the ones who are most important to the recipients, friends, family, people, I suspect, without whom the service that we're acknowledging today wouldn't have been possible. We, though, do really want you to feel at home. We want you to feel welcome. Government House is a house for all South Australians, and we'd like recipients to feel as comfortable today here as you have every day giving the service that we're acknowledging today. Those of you in the front will know intimately the service that is being recognised on the part of the person you've come here with. What you won't be familiar with, but you will come to understand in the course of the afternoon, is the service given by others. And that adds up in the Order of Australia to be something quite extraordinary. The Order of Australia recognises across the nation through two announcements, both on Australia Day and the Queen's birthday, through 2 honour lists: outstanding service and exceptional achievement. And it does add up to be something exceptional, including because those who are being invested in the order are often very modest, very humble, sometimes disbelieving that they have been chosen, occasionally, as I've already encountered, even as a relatively new governor, occasionally deleting emails from the Honours Secretariat because they don't think it can possibly have been meant for them. I hope that doesn't include any of you today. But the final thing I'd say before we get started, you will know by the end of today, you'll have a deep understanding of what outstanding service and exceptional achievement looks like. And the fact is, we're only conducting a ceremony today for this group of recipients because someone recognised in their service or achievements something worthy of nomination for an award. This order is founded on Australians nominating other Australians. So I please encourage all of you, now that you know what the level of service that we're looking for looks like, to please be on the lookout for others who might be nominated or to encourage others to nominate. It's a very important ceremony, and it's wonderful to have the Lieutenant Governor with me today, Dr. James Mukey, and of course senior level representation from our politicians, elected members, and also from the Armed Services and the South Australian Police Force behind me. So with that, Official Secretary, let's get underway.
Your Excellency, the following appointment to Member of the Order of Australia in the General Division has been made. Mr. Ian David Nosworthy is recognised for significant service to the law, particularly arbitration and to professional associations. Mr. Nosworthy is a highly qualified mediator and arbitrator with more than 50 years of legal experience. He is a Life Fellow and past President of the Resolution Institute and current Chair of the South Australia State Committee, Australian Centre for International Commercial Arbitration. Throughout his career, he has shown an impressive commitment to the law and to professional bodies. He is a Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, a member of the Law Society of South Australia, and a life member of the Law Association for Asia and the Pacific. Mr Nosworthy has held senior positions on the Law Council of Australia, including as Treasurer, Deputy Chair of the Construction Law Committee and the Business Law Section, and Chair and Deputy Chair of the Law Practice Management Section. He has published many papers and spoken locally, nationally and internationally on many occasions. Outside the law, he is actively involved in the Sturt Football Club and Gymnastics Australia. Mr Ian David Nosworthy. Your Excellency, the Medal of the Order of Australia in the General Division has been awarded to the following recipients. Mr Gary Owen Davis is recognised for services to the community through a range of roles. Mr Davis has been a member of the Millicent Lions Club since 1982. He is currently Club Secretary and in the past has been President, Vice President and Chairman of a range of committees, including activities and fundraising and special projects. His involvement with Lions extends to positions with the Lions International District 201C2. He is Chairman of the Australian Lions Childhood Cancer Research Foundation and former Chairman of the Youth of the Year project. In 2021, he received a Centennial Membership Award from Lions. He is also a recipient of the Lions Australian Melbourne Jones Fellowship and of the District Governor's Star Award for Service to Youth. Mr Davis is a former Vice President of the Millicent and District Community Club and past President of the First Millicent Scout Parent Group, as well as a past Scout leader. Mr Gary Owen Davis. Dr Kerry Lynn Hancock is recognised for service to medicine through a range of roles. In 1985, Dr Hancock became a founding partner and general practitioner at Chandler's Hill Surgery, which went on to win the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners Australian General Practice of the Year award in both 1999 and 2011. She combined this role with teaching and mentoring Flinders University medical students until 2021, and as Senior Lecturer at the University of Adelaide's Primary Care Respiratory Research Unit from 2007 to 10. Dr Hancock has held various committee roles with the Lung Foundation since 2013. From 2017 to 21, she sat on Cancer Australia's Lung Cancer Advisory Group. She has previously been on the board of the Asthma Foundation South Australia and a committee member of the National Asthma Council Australia. She is a former member of the University of Adelaide's Human Research Ethics Committee, and in 2018, Dr Hancock received an honorary fellowship of the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners for service to general practice. Dr Kerry Lynn Hancock. Ms. Meg Harris is recognised for service to sport as a gold medalist at the Tokyo Olympic Games 2020. Ms. Harris has been swimming and life-saving since the age of 3, having been introduced to the water by her mother, a former swim teacher. Ms. Harris was selected to represent Australia at the 2017 Youth Commonwealth Games, where she won gold in the 50-metre freestyle. She went on to compete at the 2019 Junior World Championships, winning double bronze in the 50-metre freestyle and 100-metre freestyle, and silver in the 4x100-metre freestyle relay. At age 19, Ms. Harris made her Olympic debut swimming at the Tokyo Olympics in the second leg of the Australian women's 4x100-metre freestyle relay. Her team broke the world record with a time of 3:29.69. At the same Olympic Games, Ms. Harris also swam the heats of the 4x200 freestyle relay. Ms. Meg Harris. Mr. William Glenn Herbert is recognised for service to the community through a range of organisations. Mr. Herbert has been a valued member of the Butte and Districts Lions Club for almost 50 years, from when he became a charter member in 1975. He is a former board member of the club and was made a life member in 2013. His involvement with the Lions extends to being a lifetime ambassador, as well as a former chairman and trustee of the Australian Lions Foundation. Mr. Herbert has also been an active member of Lions Australia as former chairman of the Lions Club of Clare District and of the 2019 District 201C1 Convention. He is a former district chairman of the Youth of the Year competition and has sat on the National Convention Committee. And in 2019, he was inducted into the Lions Hall of Fame. Mr. Herbert has also been involved in a number of community organisations, including the Butte Country Fire Service. Mr. William Glenn Herbert. The late Mr. Brett Ian Howard is recognised for service to powerboating and to the community. Mr. Chad Howard, son of the late Mr. Howard, will receive the award on behalf of the family. For more than 50 years, Mr. Howard was a well-known face in the powerboating community, starting as a volunteer with the Adelaide Speedboat Club in 1969. Over the decades, he held a range of positions in both the Adelaide Club and the Australian Powerboat Association. He was a life member and former Vice Commodore of the Adelaide Speedboat Club, as well as a former rescue boat attendant. Mr. Howard was involved in the South Australian branch of the Australian Speedboat Association as a former president, secretary, treasurer, and official engine measurer. From 1982 to 2019, he was a national referee with the Australian Association. Apart from his commitment to powerboating, Mr. Howard was also a past president of Polio SA and Vice President, Secretary and Treasurer of Polio Australia. The late Mr. Brett Ian Howard. Ms. Lorraine Marshall Irving Gormley is recognised for service to ballet. Ms. Irving Gormley has devoted nearly 40 years to promoting and preserving the beautiful art form of ballet in South Australia. The former president and a long-standing committee member of Friends of the Australian Ballet South Australia, she has contributed thousands of hours as stage director and coach with the South Australia Children's Ballet Company since 1986. During her 29 years as the South Australia Regional Coordinator at the Royal Academy of Dance, Ms. Irving Gormley represented dance teachers at Ausdance. She volunteered as a board member for 18 years, celebrating and supporting Australia's dance artists. As an advocate for the performing arts, she championed dancers, teachers, and the South Australian community on the national and world stage. Ms. Lorraine Marshall Irving Gormley. Mr. Martin Ronald Johnson is recognised for service to the community of Gawler. Mr. Johnson is a poet, author, event organiser and community icon. The voice of the Gawler community, he has written over 300 stories for the Bunyip's weekly column Around the Block with Martin Johnson. Mr. Johnson has created countless opportunities for artists, establishing poetry readings, the Gawler Literary Fund and the Change Original Music Festival, including performances for local charities. From his collection of poetry inspired by post-war South Australia, one esteemed work captures the spirit of the time, building the South Parra Reservoir where he grew up, living at the camp. Mr. Johnson has dedicated his life and career to Gawler. His community is the central character in his greatest successes. Mr. Martin Ronald Johnson. Ms. Rosemary Osmond is recognised for service to the community through a range of organisations. Ms. Osmond has led successful business and philanthropic endeavours during her inspiring career, founding financial planning firm Accumulus Limited and winning the Small Business Owner category at the South Australia Telstra Business Women's Awards. She is also the former Senior Research Officer for Tertiary Education Authority South Australia and the TAFE National Research Centre. As a member of the Wyatt Trust Board of Governors for 14 years, Ms. Osmond was integral to supporting South Australians break free from poverty and inequality. Driven to help people at all stages of life, from youth to seniors, Ms. Osmond also served as board member of Clayton Church Homes and the Women and Children's Hospital. Ms. Rosemary Osmond. Dr. William John Womsley is recognised for service to conservation and the environment. Dr. Womsley is the beloved founder of a South Australian national treasure, the Warrawong Wildlife Sanctuary. He is also a conservationist, wildlife pioneer, mathematics professor and two-time author. Among his notable awards are being named Australian Environmentalist of the Year and Australian Geographic Conservation Hero. His initiative, Foundation for Australia's Most Endangered, FAME, was inducted into the Birds New Zealand Hall of Fame. He has also won the Banksia Foundation Environment Award, the Harry Dowling Award for Tourism Excellence, the Australian National Geographic Award, and consecutive South Australian Tourism Awards. People from all over the world visit Warrawong Sanctuary for its native wildlife oasis, made possible by Dr. Womsley's fox-proof fence. This invention was the catalyst of a national shift to saving and valuing our native endangered species. Dr. John William Womsley. Your Excellency, that concludes the presentations for this afternoon.